everyone. Welcome to the episode of Inside 6 Yards. I'm your host, Yatesy, and with me, as always...
Mr. Tommy Gun.
Yes. Got it first take, mate. Well done.
Yeah, we definitely did that first.
And we have a special guest with us.
Yes, we do, mate. You want to introduce her, seeing as you closely affiliated?
Yes, we are. So this is Stacey Cavill.
Oh.
Hi, guys.
Thank you for coming on.
Pleasure to be here.
Very good. So tell us a little bit more about you, Stacey. For those of the people that have been living under a rock and don't know who you are, why don't you just introduce yourself to all them listeners out there?
Well, I think first of all I should explain that I'm a goalkeeper too, just like you lovely gentlemen to the side of us.
Yes.
And yeah, so I've been playing, being a goalkeeper for pretty much my whole life since I was 5.
Yeah.
And yeah, just loving life being between the posts.
As we both do. We
love being between the sticks. That's just what we do. That's just what we do.
That's our domain, isn't it?
Oh, and wearing gloves too. You know, that's what you live for.
Got to keep our phalanges nice and warm.
Oh yes,
that's a technical word. It's a technical word. That's true.
Phalanges.
Yeah. Thanks. See.
Yeah. There we go.
So
you're going to use that in every opportunity. It's like a new word. Like a 4-year-old that's learn a new word and you just repeat it after it. Phalanges.
Yeah. So, as we said last episode, we did have a special guest, which was Stace. She currently plays with Curtin in the women's
university and the women's
NPL, which starts.
It's brand spanking new.
Yeah. So we did a bit of a hiccup, as everyone did this year.
Yes.
So obviously we've trained a couple of times together down at Curtin.
Oh, so let's just stop you there, Stacey. What's it like to train with Yatesy?
Not bad. There's a lot of chitter chatter though. Yeah, sometimes a little bit too much, but banter's great. Well, so far so good.
Word on the street is that it is a pleasure to train with.
And the other 7 goalkeepers that we have, yes.
Oh yes. Yeah, Yatesy does get around.
Yeah, I
can't
definitely
just train with one goalkeeper.
I definitely do like to throw over the Mickey out of the field, the keepers and stuff like that. Obviously, all love and keep with the goalkeepers union.
Yeah. For sure.
Actually, speaking of training, I actually had the pleasure to train with Nick
Stone.
Yes.
Oh, mate. I'm jealous I wasn't there, actually. No. How was he? Was he good?
Awesome.
Well, shout out to Nick. Thank you very much. We're going to bring him back on the show for more of a chat. Absolutely
Definitely.
Loved having a chat with him.
We did 2 training sessions, so we did 2-hour training sessions.
Yep.
Look, for his age of...
How old is he again?
Pretty sure he's 25. Nick's 25. Pretty sure he's 25. Look,
he's going to be sitting on his phone while watching this going. He's like, I like Yatesy. I know I like Yatesy.
He's 41.
Oh wow.
Great bloke. Because everyone's always said he was like most technical goalkeeper.
Yep.
They've seen, and to actually train with him and see him in action, definitely a lot to learn from him. And what I did like about it is, there'd be certain things that might be doing a little bit differently. Then he'll just on the side say, look, maybe just try this, and it does work.
Okay.
So it was good. Hopefully we'll be down maybe next Tuesday. I'm not sure. I don't know what the GO is with that, but it'll be good because I think everyone can learn. It's good to learn from other goalkeepers, as we both know.
Yeah, I think
it's good to see people train too, not just at the game, because you get to see how their training mannerisms and stuff like that.
Well, that's it. So, and you might get a goalkeeper that just talks a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and likes to pull
not
the
naming
Mickey
any
out of
names,
people. No. So, so you said you've been playing for pretty much most of your life in the sticks there. So I think you said, was it 5 years old? You mentioned.
Yeah. So my dad was my first coach, like most people, which was really cool. So we played in the backyard when I was younger, and I just loved getting dirty and loved diving around. So he's like, next time we play on Sunday, why don't you go on the goal for a change? And I said, yeah. And when you're that age, you're playing with boys because there's not many all-girls teams at 5 years old.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, but I think, growing up with just all-boys teams and being one of the only girls on the team actually helped because I got quite tough and quite, competitive with them. So it was nice. And that was at Kelmscott.
Kelmscott. Oh, yeah. Kelmscott Roos. Yeah.
Yeah, loves it.
I do believe our Chris, that's where he was kind of playing before, and he's been there for a while. Myself spent a stint there. So.
Yeah, I think everyone here's done a bit of a stint at Kelmscott, apart from me.
Good, good club though.
So
Good club.
2/3.
Oh, it's a good junior club for sure. I don't know about their senior team because I left before then, but
Yeah.
I never had any complaints about them.
What park did you play at when you played at Kelmscott?
Fry Park.
It was still Fry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
OG.
OG.
Before it was all fixed up. So the original
Irrigation.
canteen and
Yeah.
irrigation problems, and all the hills problems. Yeah.
I remember playing. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't play. Well, I do remember playing there because I played for them. But my daughter went and played there for the juniors, and it was one of those days where it just rained and rained and rained.
Oh, bucketing down.
And it was almost like you entered a swimming pool. You know when you first walk into those pools and it starts off really, really shallow, you know, and then it slowly starts to get deeper
Like
and
a
deeper.
paddle pool, and then
Yeah, and then it's just goodbye. But it was quite funny. The ball that someone would kick the ball, would go up in the air and just stop.
and then splat.
And all float for a bit. But no, look,
Excellent.
That's football, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind
Oh,
of.
and those rainy days are quite fun too.
Oh yeah, especially as a goalkeeper and for defenders sliding in.
Sliding around.
So
Until somebody gets hurt.
yeah, or someone loses a knife.
Yeah.
So after Kelmscott, what happened after that?
Yeah,
Stace?
I think I was 11 or 12, and I thought, I might as well try playing for a women's team or a girls' team. And the closest thing was Beckenham Angels.
Yep.
And I think being 11 or 12, they put me up as an under-17s goalkeeper. 'Cause I was quite tall for my age and fit, was really well with the other girls there, and we did quite well. I think we won our top 4 cup and our league 2 years in a row, and I was like, this is pretty good. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
And playing with girls, I mean, the social part was quite fun too, because
Yeah.
hang out and go to parties and stuff. So that was nice, and stayed at Beckenham until I finished high school, which was
Beckenham Angels, obviously they're not with us. They're no longer anymore.
yes, R.I.P.
But they've had a good. They were in like the top flight
Yep.
for quite a long time. Beckenham Angels.
Premier League, yeah, and lots of professional players have gone through there. Danielle Collotti, who played for Australia.
Yeah.
Lisa Devanto trained with us for a bit. Yeah, some ex-Glory girls have played there, so it was a good club to be around.
And that was, if I'm staying corrected, their home ground. That was where the Canning, because they changed a couple of times, didn't they?
Mills Park.
Mills Park.
And
Yeah.
it was all redeveloped a few years ago, so now it's all turf,
That's not far.
plastic turf.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm getting mixed up somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, was it did some of their players move on from Beckenham Angels?
Yep,
or?
so we all split, but some of them went to Queen's Park and
Yeah.
some went to, I think now they're Murdoch because of the NPL.
Yeah, mums.
Yeah, Mum
Yeah.
FC.
That's actually who we've got on our first official game when we come back, because
Oh,
football's
Mum.
back. Yay!
Football's
We
back.
love football.
Yeah.
Mate, is that... Wait, that's...
Do we have a...
That's
Yeah,
that's
add
a
it in.
Command R.
Add it in.
Oh, wait, no, Shift R. No, damn it.
Oh, you
Damn it.
screwed
Just
it up.
pause.
Just,
there we go.
Just play it. Yeah.
Yay.
Tom doesn't trust me clapping, so I clap too loud. And
We
speaking
break
of that, I think
things.
we've all got a like a slow clap. That one guy that tries to start it just never works. We've all got football. So I've got a game tomorrow. Tommy?
Yes, so do I. That's why we're being a bit generous with the drinks today, probably. Yeah, so
Yeah,
we're
I'm
doing,
on kombucha, you're on a classic Coke.
Yeah.
And I'm on
I
just...
say, yeah, being good, it's like still not great.
So
but
classic Coke is when it had the cocaine and all the other bad stuff.
All the
in it
lovely
back
drugs.
in the, and I'm on...
I've had to add that extra stuff in.
yeah,
to
I'm
get
on
the kick.
good old just straight vodka. Yeah,
Vodka water.
yeah, getting in touch with my Russian side. Yeah, so... Stacey, are you playing this week at all?
Yeah, we have a practice game on Sunday, but I'm coming straight from work as I'm a barista. So I'll be starting work at 5:30, and then going straight from work, I think 1 o'clock to the game.
So you'd be hyped up on coffee.
Probably, yeah, because I probably have like 6 shots a shift, so we'll see how that goes.
Wow.
Do you have a
Yeah.
favourite coffee you like to make?
Oh, I don't mind a double shot flat white with a sugar. That's mine. But
Nice.
I don't mind making a cappuccino because chocolate powder on top is always
It's
a
like
good.
chocolate powder. Oh,
Yeah, everywhere on the tongue.
What's the most sugars someone's ordered before?
An 8-shot coffee with 4 pints of caramel and then half hot water with almond milk.
Okay.
That was probably.
I'm glad you remember my order.
That's crazy.
That does sound
Yeah.
pretty. I don't take out the almond milk because I don't know how milk's comes out of
you
an
milk an
almond.
almond.
But there's apparently when you...
We're going to have to make that an episode where we're going to teach see how to get milk from an almond.
But don't you take all the good stuff out of it when they milk it? Isn't that...
I think you blend it with water,
yeah,
and then you drain it with a milk cloth or butter cloth, and then that residue is the almond milk.
There we go.
I think Yace is just imagining like some sort of animal that just
milking the almond.
Just a giant almond with these little suckers.
Yeah.
Feed me more stuff.
Yeah.
But if somebody just tunes in and watches this, they're going, "What? Isn't this supposed to be a goalkeeper?"
This would be a good sneak peek about coffee and almond milk.
I do love
fun facts about almond milk.
Yeah, I do love the good sneak peeks that I've been doing lately. It's been very funny. I've been enjoying them. But if you do like to see some more sneak peeks, you just need to go to our Inside of 6 Yarns Facebook page, and you get a sneak peek with every episode.
Ooh.
And they're usually quite funny.
They are.
They are.
Normally consists of me saying something stupid.
Yeah. That's it.
Example, just then. So,
but absolutely loves it. So after you finished high school,
yep,
Stacey, where did you go?
I got offered a full 100% scholarship to America for college, which was really cool. Because not paying for education is also a big plus.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And I mean, the soccer part was awesome.
Yeah.
I was at Feather River College in California for 2 years. Loved that. It was full of lots of international players from England, Germany, Sweden, Ghana. We had a Ghana international player playing for us, which was really nice. Made a lot of friends. My Swedish roommate, I actually married her in Sweden as a celebrant. So she...
I thought you were just like,
are you married?
No. Surprise!
I like saying that because it gets everyone like,
I married her.
Yeah. She married her, I guess, college sweetheart. He's a baseballer from Alaska.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Lovely ginger man. His name's Chase. And she said, would you like to marry us in Sweden when I get married? I was like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
That's really cool.
So did you have to do anything to be able to do that?
15-minute online course. So I'm certified to marry people in Sweden.
Just in Sweden?
Just in Sweden.
Well, it'd be seen like a really good place to I'm going to go on holiday and just marry some people.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go
you have to take Stacey with you though, to make it official.
In Sweden.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I got a big enough bag.
Oh, okay.
Did you have to speak in Swedish to do it?
No. So obviously Chase was American.
I just got the Swedish chef like the
accent. The accent. Oh god, they're hilarious.
Continue. My apologies.
No, you're good. Swedish meatballs? No.
And he's like, to make chocolate mousse, you put the chocolate on the mousse.
You just think of the Family Guy, and he's just like that. The Swedish baker. Oh, I got in. Oh, I can't remember the old,
Family Guy is just a good show.
It's amazing. I love it. So after a little bit of a technical difficulty there on my part, I don't know what happened, but for some reason we all unplugged, and being the technical guy, I apologise. But I do believe that we were talking about how amazing Family Guy is.
Yes. Again, a great goalkeeper podcast talking about Family Guy. What more could you want?
Yeah, no, almond milk, Family Guy,
Sweden,
meatballs.
Oh,
marriage,
meatballs.
Horse. Yeah.
Like who goes to IKEA and doesn't get meatballs?
Vegans, but
just got you there.
I'm gonna just go home.
I'm taking my laptop and going home.
This is boom.
So how long were you that? So actually, what I want to ask first, Stace, is that did you have to go through a selection period or thing to actually get selected to go to America to do that, or what was the process?
So people came watch us play in our league here.
Yeah.
And they just gave us a card and said, hey, if you want to play in the States, contact us. I was like, okay, this sounds like a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then a year later, got in contact with Feather River College.
Yeah.
And their head coach was a goalkeeper himself. So I was like,
okay.
It's pretty good to go to a school with good knowledge with goalkeeping.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant. And I was captain there, which was really nice. We won back-to-back conferences, so like leagues.
Yeah.
We were unbeaten our first season, second season too, which was really good.
Oh wow!
And first women's team to win a playoff game, which was also another thing to tick off the bucket list.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then from there I got a even better scholarship. I know 100% scholarship. How could it get better? I went to Northern State in South Dakota and played for a better team, better league, and got some, I wouldn't say extra money, but we got some housing and some better facilities. It was just a better upgrade. Yeah, a little bit something. And that was fun too. It was just really cold, probably the coldest I've ever been.
So how does that work with obviously the 2 scholarships there? So was that your second year in scholarship?
So I was in Feather River College for 2 years, and that was it was a junior college, so it was only a 2-year college. So then I had to move on anyway. So I had a choice of coming home or finishing off my degree and getting it paid for pretty much for free.
Okay. So for those people who are uneducated like myself, who've just done high school equivalent. And a bit of TAFE. So would that be
and myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that college is that your TAFE, or is it like?
It's the first 2 years of university here.
Okay, so would you say it's like a bridging?
Yeah,
course
sort of. It's still
uni.
Yeah.
It's still university, but it's just instead of having a school for 4 years, you break it up into 2 schools.
Yeah,
which was really cool.
So that's really I probably would have done university if we could break it up into 2 years. 2 years.
And the first 2 years were actually pretty easy because I don't know about education in America, but I just redid year 11 and 12 the first 2 years, which was really nice.
Oh, wow, okay.
So all the subjects, all the things we learn about, I kind of learned already.
So this is when you were studying for...
Yep, so I'm studying to be a teacher.
Yeah.
And year 11 and 12, I did all the classes to get into university in Australia just in case.
So was it ATAR?
Yep. So I did all the ATAR classes, which was exactly what I was going to do in college. So smart one there, just to pre-plan.
Because I was the same. When I went through high school, I did my ATAR subjects, and then I got into uni, but then I didn't go.
Yeah.
You're a rebel.
I deferred for a year and then I worked full time.
You're like,
you deferred it and you're still deferring it now.
Yeah, I'm still deferring.
You've still got time.
Defer, for ages.
Defer for a year, and I just got a full time job, and then I'm still working there. Like 7 years later, I'm still the same job.
Oh, that's a hard one, isn't it? To study or to work. Really, it's
tough balance.
And whatever, it's everyone's different. So, like has different circumstances with it. So it's just like whatever works for you, really. And I don't think I was very good at studying anyway. So it's
not studying.
Yeah, I was the guy that would do the old before the test cram in the night before.
Right. I think everyone does that though.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't study at all prior to that. Oh. That was all the studying I did, and and my sister hated me for it because she'd studied really hard to try get into uni to become a nurse, and she's a nurse now.
Oh, good.
And she did really, really well, and I crammed in all my study, like barely.
Inside 6 Yarns is proudly supported by 1951 Goalkeeper Coaching.
For more information, visit their website at 1951goalkeepercoaching.com.au.
Or you can find them on Facebook.
Or Instagram.
At 1951 Goalkeeper Coaching.
Links are in the description below.
Yes.
I barely tried.
Barely?
Barely tried. Mainly because I was just so bad at studying. And
you wanted to play football all the time.
Yeah, something like that. Because back in high school, I played tennis and AFL.
Oh, yes, we did talk about this.
Yeah. So if you've listened to the podcast before, I was in the special tennis program at Applecross, and then and I juggled that with AFL, which was easy transition to goalkeeper after that though. Yeah, definitely good. But enough about me. Let's talk more about Stacey. So where were we up to with you? So we talked about Feather River and Northern State. Yeah. Did we talk about your transition to Northern State? What was the difference between the two? Was there a big difference between...
Yeah, well, when I looked at schools to transfer, I actually had 3 or 4... I think I actually had 5 schools that actually flew me out to their school across the nation and have a look at their campus and meet the team and meet the coach and stuff, which was really cool.
That's awesome.
So for about 2 weeks, I kind of state hopped around the US through
There's a few of them.
Through college people, like college soccer teams, just paying for me to go check them out. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna.
Like how good does
Yeah,
it make you feel?
2
that
weeks.
People are like, oh yeah, we'll pay for your tickets. Just come see us. Like, we want you. We want
Yeah,
you. We
which
want
was really nice, and I got to see a bit of the country too, which was good,
Yeah.
and hang out with people that I wouldn't have if I didn't do it. So that way, I went to South Dakota. I went to like Florida, New York, Kansas, and I picked South Dakota of all places.
I was going to say, so you've gone to all these warm places.
Really nice, kind of hip places like New York, and I chose South Dakota, which is flat, cold, windy, and there's not much going on except for the what's the face it's called? Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Even though that's a 6-hour drive.
How cold does it get though?
For 3 months a year, it's about -30 during the day.
Damn.
Yeah, and
Wow.
people don't go outside for 3 months. Like, you rug up, you go to class, and then you go back inside again.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's tunnels, so people don't actually have to go outside.
Really?
They've made a whole like ant kingdom almost
Underground.
underground, which is really cool. And yeah, we had really good fitness, strength and conditioning coaches there. It was an American football school too, so we had all the fantastic facilities. Ice baths. We had like 6 physios there.
Ice bath. Oh.
Freezing.
Yeah.
Like, you'd have it on every game, and it became like nice because you'd need it after a game. But
I bet it's one of them things that's like, it's good to have, but like the
it
thought of
sucks
it.
to even think about
Yeah,
getting
that's
one
just
done.
like the thought of it's like makes me
No,
want
thank
to cry.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But South Dakota was good. Northern State. I still have lifelong friends at both colleges, obviously, but because Northern State was my last college in America.
Yeah.
I still, have a group chat with my housemates and teammates from that time.
That's good. Some good memories to keep with you and some...
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Do you find that was a big, like, especially because you've moved away from your family and you've done this by yourself? Do you reckon that was a big learning curve and big
100%
growing thing for you as well?
The first semester away from my family in Feather River, I wanted to go home. I hated it. I hated like being away. And
Very
then
homesick.
super. Like, we were a really close family, still are. And then you just kind of accept that your team's your family, and you do everything with your team and your classmates.
Yeah.
And literally, we just ventured out because Northern California is a beautiful mountain, snowy area with rivers, canyons, all that kind of stuff. So we kind of just ventured out and did lots of stuff there.
Well, I guess the good thing is because there were, like you mentioned before, there's a lot of people from different nationalities come together, so they're in the same boat as well.
Yeah, it was just... Oh, I know it's college and we had lots of parties and fun times, and you'd support other teams. Like, the volleyball team would always come watch us play. The baseball team, we'd always watch them. The football team would always come to all the women's games. Because, we were just a big college family.
Big sporting.
Yeah.
I'd love, like, that sounds like amazing. All the
In dorms too, so you're hanging out with all your friends all the time. And it was quite fun. So I would do it again, I think.
Yeah.
Even though fitness tests were pretty killer. But,
what kind of beat tests and stuff?
Well, you'd be lucky if you did the beep test. We did 120s, and we were in high altitude, so it'd kill you anyway, because you've just rocked up from Australia where it's winter time, smack down in the middle of summer. You'd have to do 120 meters in a certain amount of seconds. I think it was like 20 seconds, and then you had 35 seconds to jog back. And you did that 12 times. Middle of summer, high altitude, and you've just come off a plane too, and you're probably still a little bit jet lagged. And I would be so scared to do that first week of preseason.
Oh wow!
You guys, but goalkeeper preseason is way worse. It's hard. Bless you.
Yeah, sorry.
Because you do the running with the rest of the team, and then you do also all the diving and all the jumping and all the
killing
stuff.
Where your legs are just absolutely burning and
jelly,
turning to jelly.
Jelly.
Yeah.
Jello.
But yeah, no, I've definitely had them. You had them preseason, and you're trying to do the basic things, like the stepping over the cones, and then you all of a sudden
take the whole thing.
Everything goes.
The ladders everywhere, the cones, and you're like, why aren't my feet doing what I want them to?
I think the worst thing is though when you get home and like you go do something, you're like, oh. And then you go sit down to go to the bathroom.
We would have double days. So we would have 6 a.m. workout and training, and then we'd sleep all day, and then at 4 in the afternoon we'd do it again. for about an hour, 2 hours.
That's crazy.
For 2 weeks, yeah. I think being in college was probably a good time to be fit and healthy and, you know,
And
take
not
a lot of
partying.
naps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely no party.
No party. No. Study all the time.
Yeah.
Did you get much help on like? I know that I'd be terrible at this, but like, did you get much help with like food and dieting and stuff like that?
Yeah, so both schools had on campus canteens and cafeterias, which was really cool. But we had our own kitchen for both, and I'm pretty good with cooking too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but there is a thing called freshman 15, which means you just gain weight because you're by yourself and your mum's not cooking for you anymore, and you just have to be super careful in what you're eating.
For me, I do like, you know, it's great to do all these double workouts and stuff, but like, there's only so much energy I can get out of 2-minute noodles.
Yeah, mac and cheese.
So the trick is that you got to add your mac and cheese or your 2-minute noodles. So the trick is to add a bit of tuna in there. Put a bit of tuna in there.
Protein or
and a bit of chili in there, fresh cut chilies. You know, so I can make a cuisine out of it.
Tweak it, yeah.
Tweak it. That's it. Make it your own.
Yeah.
So I guess the next question what we've got written on the board will kind of explain why you're wearing that t-shirt.
Yeah. So I came back 2016, 2017, just playing locally, trying to get into the Glory squad, trying to play the highest league here, and just having a good time. Broke my finger in 3 places, so I was just recovering from that. How
did you do that?
Oh, it's really embarrassing.
Please tell.
It's a goalkeeping story. We had this rival game against Belcata.
Yeah.
And I went to pick up the ball that was just literally bouncing towards me. Didn't think of much of it, just went to pick it up. But the first thing that contacted the ball was my pinky. And it kind of pulled it to the side, and I was like, oh, it's okay. But then as soon as I picked it up and had it in my hands, I was like, wait a minute, I can't move my pinky. I was like, to my keeper coach, I was like, Trace, I think I've dislocated my pinky. She's like, sit down and let the referee blow the whistle. And she's like, okay. She comes on. She's like, I can't get it to come back out. I was like, just seriously, put it back in because I want to play this game. She puts it back in with all the force, breaks it in 3 places as well.
Oh, thanks for coming.
I think it was originally broken, but she broke it even more putting it back.
She just made sure.
Yeah. I got subbed off at halftime, went to emergency surgery the next day, I think, or I would have lost my pinky. And 3 months recovery. I couldn't even run with a broken pinky. The doctor's like, yeah, if you fall over, you'd lose your pinky. I was like, well, I'm not that,
I'm not that
uncoordinated. I mean, I can run and catch at the same time.
I know I broke my pinky in 2 places, but come on, give me some respect.
It wasn't me, alright. It was a trained professional. It was not mine.
But while I was rehabbing and getting back into it, I looked on Twitter. I don't usually go on Twitter, but there was an article about the Philippine national team getting into the Asian Cup for the first time in its history. Okay. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Mum's Filipino. I was like, I wonder if I'm eligible. Yeah. So I kind of just looked at who created the article and just kind of messaged them on Facebook. Yeah. And they were the media manager of the national team. So I was like, cool. Hey, I'm Stacey. I'm from Australia. My mum's Filipino. I played a good level. Is there any chance that I could get like a tryout or something? Yeah. And then within 5 minutes, I got replies back and talked to this guy. He's our scout. Talk to this guy, he's our passport dude. You need to go to Canberra straight away, get your passport done. Literally, I was at work and my dad's like, the Philippine manager said, oh, you need to fly to Canberra today or you won't get your passport in time to go to training. And I was like, okay. So I literally came back from being a barista, got changed, got all the paperwork ready so I could get my second passport. I'm a dual citizen now. Yeah. I think it cost me $3,000 to get this flight to Canberra because it was so late notice. Was in Canberra for less than 24 hours. Went to the embassy twice because I forgot something from another embassy. It's political. Got to see all of Canberra within 24 hours and then got shipped home again.
Is there much to see in Canberra there?
No. You can do it in 24 hours.
There we go.
Yeah, but then I think after that we were on a family holiday in Singapore. I went from Singapore to America, where the training camp was held. Oh, cool. Because all the players were actually American-based or were flown to America for the training camp. And that's how it started. I just kind of got into it through a media post.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
So it just shows out there that to to the people out, if you see something, just ask the
always
question.
give it a go.
It's one of them things that's like, you just, what have you got to lose?
Yeah.
Just send out a message, you know?
And if I was bad, they could just send me home again. But luckily, I was at a good level enough. They said, "Yeah, we like you. You can come back again." And
perfect.
yeah.
So you went to the training camp in
California.
California.
Yep. 2 weeks. It was during New Year's Eve, so I didn't have a New Year's Eve party fun that year, but it was alright. I was asleep at 9. It was really hard.
So you wake up and it's New Year.
Oh, we were in a hotel with like 50 other girls, so we were just hanging out, talking, I guess, about like this sort of thing. Not much goalkeeping, but just soccer in general, football in general, and just loved it. And the girls were awesome, and I'm pretty good friends with all of them now. 3 or 4 years later. But yeah.
So that was for the Asian Cup though?
Yeah, so that was my first. That was my first tournament with them, and it was the biggest tournament the Philippine national team has ever been a part of. Yeah. Which was awesome. We had a Japanese. We went to Japan for a training camp. Yep. Played the national team there. Played some professional teams there. Got to see the cherry blossoms, which is apparently a really big touristy thing there. Yeah. We were there for about 2 weeks. Killed it. Did so much training, got better as a team, and then we had another week of training back at the Philippine training base, and then we went to Jordan where the Asian Cup was. Yep. And I think Australia, China, Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, Jordan, I think those are the other countries in the Asian Cup, and that's how you get to the World Cup. Yeah. So we were in a table with China, Jordan, and Thailand. Sorry, I forgot Thailand. Yeah. We're big arch rivals, Thailand and the Philippines. Yeah. Both being in Southeast Asia. We beat the hosts on opening night 2-1. And literally they had the biggest opening ceremony for us, like fireworks, dances. It was like Olympics. That's really cool. Opening ceremony, and then we flogged them in front of 12,000 people. Not flogged them. We beat them 2-1, and it was a really exciting game. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, so that was pretty good. And then we did all the touristy stuff. Never knew Jordan was actually quite a touristy place. Like the Dead Sea is really cool there. It's the lowest part of the earth, I think, and you can basically float on this water without any problem.
Because of the salt content, isn't it?
Yeah. This dumb person, I still get crap from it from everyone else on the team. No, I was like, being Aussie, I was like, oh, this is cool. It's just the beach, just in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Went to jump in head first. Needed a chemical shower because all the salt was so strong. I couldn't I was blinded. My ears were burning. Everything was just there. The lifeguard had to rescue me and hose me down. He's like, yeah, you're not supposed to do that. And then my whole team was just looking at the shoreline, what the heck are you doing, Stace? I thought it was just the beach. Yeah,
it's really good, guys. Come on. Oh,
yeah, seriously, yeah.
Just give it a go.
Yeah, so
surfboard.
I mean, my personality, I just befriended everyone, and I was just a social butterfly, so they thought it was just hilarious. But
a social butterfly and getting chemical washed down afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah. Good day.
Good day. That'd be really good in the resume, social butterfly. Chemical washed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Twice.
Chemical washed. Yeah. So everyone knows you're clean. And now this would be a perfect time to chemically wash, wouldn't it?
No,
that's true. Yeah.
Coronavirus free.
Yeah. And but that would have been a really good experience. So, did you start? You started for them games?
I played against China, which was really cool because. A few years ago, I was watching that kind of stuff on TV, and Sam Kerr in Australia. I thought, oh, that's just a dream. I would never be able to play, alongside them. But 3 or 4 years later, I was, because in those big tournaments, the countries and teams stay in the same hotel. Yeah. So we were in the same hotel with Jordan, China, and Thailand, and we all ate at the same place. Yeah. So you just befriended everyone and just said, oh, hey. And I got drug tested too. So
oh, wow. Yeah, that's why you're pro. You know
did the chemical testing come up with the drug testing?
They pick your number because you've got. I was number 16. Pick your ball out of the bag. They're like, oh yeah, you're getting drug tested after the game, and you have to drink as much water as you can because you have to. Test. Yeah. Because if you don't pee enough, you'll have to wait, 2 or 3 hours more to do it again. And then 2 Chinese national team players were getting tested as well. So we literally just befriended them and chat with them for an hour while we were waiting for our drug test to go through. But that was pretty scary. Like, drug tests at that level they didn't mess around.
Like, how young were you at the time?
23. 22, 23.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you're still quite young and
it's
all
still a
quite
baby.
New. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, like, what is this?
Yeah. And I was still talking to him. Like, I think I
Yeah.
befriended the drug test lady at the end of it. I was like, do you want to have a selfie with me?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hold my cup.
No, they're so serious about that.
You can't,
No, they give you instructions like step 1, use your left hand and open your own drug cup. They can't touch it at all until it's locked in a bag.
I could just picture, like, they'll give me that to me and I'll open the door and I'll have it like this on my head. Like,
Is that right?
I'm
Is
stuck.
that right?
I'm in the toilet. What are you doing in the toilet? Get out of there. No, it is pretty, especially that level. At my work, we get drug tested a bit, and it's probably in the mining sector, probably not as
Cool. I thought it was cool getting drug tested.
It is. And like the first time, like, oh, so this, after like the 10th time, okay.
You're like, not a novelty.
You just
anymore.
get it, get it out and see we go. Done. Thanks for coming. Take this.
Flop it in the cup.
Here we go. But it's a very hard. I must say, for people to get done, like man or woman, they give you this little tiny little cup.
It's nerve-wracking.
And to put what you need in that amount in there.
It's hard.
Take some restraint.
It does. I remember
take some real willpower.
I remember having because they did 2 at a time. They had 2 people like drug testers.
2 cups at a time.
Yeah, 2 cups at a time. So they had 2.
How'd you do that?
Like just like you pour a pint, mate. So 2 cubicles, 2 drug tested. Me and a mate, we got tested. And I heard him. I heard it was individual.
You hold the cup.
Your fantasy is going wild here. And I heard him go to do the drug test, and then I heard the stream, and then oh no, and he's obviously done it too much pressure, didn't hold the cup properly, and it's gone into the toilet. And he's like, excuse me, I need another cup.
I stuffed up.
Yeah, and the lady's like, how did you do that? I don't know.
And just imagine, just like you've overfilled it. And you just
Oh, sorry.
I'm really bad with the shakes too. Like I've got like I swear I've got mild Parkinson's, and I'm just and then you just got like a little.
Here's my cup, and it's like a sprinkler.
I can't remember what movie it is, but I think it's a movie where he has done like a urine test, or I think he replaces it with apple juice or something, and he's just sitting there like that. He's trying to give it to the girl, and he's spilling it.
Get it away.
That'd be so gross.
So we've done our drug test. We're
sidetracked
clear.
again.
Got so sidetracked.
We've finished at the Asian Cup. We've been drug tested. We're clear. We're all good to play. Didn't spill any, which is good.
COVID free.
COVID free after the chemical wash. Yeah. And that brings us to Perth Glory, Stacey.
Yeah, so after a few tournaments, I mean, I did 2 or 3 that year before I got a call from Glory. Good old Jessine Bonzes, she's an amazing coach for Glory. She's our assistant coach. Known her for a while though. She's she used to be the NTC coach for years.
Yeah.
She's like, oh hey Stace, can you give me a call when you get this message? It's about Perth Glory. And I was like, oh my god, Perth Glory, it's happening. Yeah. And then I didn't want to be too eager, so I waited like 10-15 minutes, and I was like, I'll give her a call back. You gotta play cool. Yeah, I couldn't be just like instant call.
Those 10 to 15 minutes, you're like rehearsing what you're gonna say. You're like, oh no, it's too soon.
Well, I was like with my dad at the time. I was like, Dad, what do I say? How can I not be too keen but still want to say yes? I'll do anything to come for a trial.
Yeah. You don't want to sound desperate, but you want to bite their arm off.
Yes, pretty much. And literally, she was so cool. She's like, hey, Stace, look, we start pre-season in a couple of weeks. You want to come down and just train with us and see how you go? I'm like, yes, please. Where, when, what time? Yeah. All the, standard questions.
Tell me when.
Let me just check my script. Yeah, okay, I'm going now.
Free, super free.
I'll be there right now.
And then literally, I think my first training session there, I was like 2 hours early because I came from university. And I was like, I'm not going home for like 5 minutes and then go back again because it was middle, past Perth. So I just sat in the car and waited for everyone to turn up. It was so bad.
Isn't that, or is
that shows a bit of eagerness, bit of keenness.
That awkwardness though, when it's the first training session and you always early because you want to get there prepared and you're sitting in the car and you're like, is that someone?
Yeah.
Are they wearing?
Oh, that looks like a random.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Oh, is that a Perth Glory? No. The same with away games when it's like, oh, you get to know everyone's car after a while, but then you're kind of sitting there early.
Is that my team there? They look like them.
No.
And then you walk up and you're like, nope, definitely not my team.
Drop the head and walk away.
yeah. It's just
It's okay.
No, but look, it was pretty good, and like it was only local players for the first 2 weeks, and all everyone got shipped, flew in after that. So I didn't meet Eliza for about 2 weeks after that, and it was just me and Morgan Aquino, who is a class young goalkeeper, and she's going to go really far in her career. And I think she's cool. And we trained together pre-season, which was the hardest pre-season goalkeeper wise I've ever done. We did like with Jason Pekovic, we did like 15 saves in a row as like our conditioning. So you do 5 to the right, 5 to the left, 5 high, 5 low, and then you would have to do 5, tip of the bar, and that would be a round. And you do that like 10 times, and it was just full on.
I think that, that is the best way.
Oh yeah, and it's keeper conditioning, so you
it's the best conditioning because it beats.
And I was gassed afterwards,
it beats running around. I way prefer doing something that feels like it's fun. That's what we enjoy. Obviously, it's not so much fun when you're gassed and you're like, why am I doing this? Then
field players are like, oh, you guys just jump around and do stuff. You don't even run. You're like, all right, let's trade places and see if you can do that.
I think we love talking about this on the podcast as well. We all, if you go back through the episodes, we love talking about the fact the difference between outfield fitness and goalkeeper fitness and the people that don't understand what goalkeepers really do. Yeah. And they just think that, they just dive
it's all
around.
anaerobic.
Yeah, it's like, well, you don't understand how much energy it takes to do a long dive and then get up again. And then do it again and do it again and do it again and do it again and do it again.
Yeah. And it's a full body workout. Yeah. Like it's all like doing burpees all the time, but worse.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I absolutely love it, and love the goalkeepers union out there is strong.
Oh, definitely.
Strong mana.
Yeah.
But what was it like? Honestly, obviously this is something that you'd been aiming for a while to get to that level of Perth.
Oh, I was buzzing. So Sam came like a week after from America and just came and trained and stuff.
Yeah.
Megged me 4 times the first training session. And we all get fined if we get megged too. So I think I owed like $12 from one training session because Sam megged me. And I was like, this is awesome, but I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen again.
I'm waiting in the car park for you. And
it's one of those like you kind of want to boyfriend or girl fan over but you're like, this is awesome. Yeah, Sam Kerr just megged me.
Yeah, basically, and I was like, okay, we have to act cool. And she's a striker too, so she'd probably want like some shots, to be saved. Hopefully not, but help her with her shots and stuff like that. So I think a few times after training I would help with any of the girls' strikes and stuff like that.
So the head coach for the women's is
Bobby?
Is that Bobby Despotovsky.
Yes.
Bobby
Despotovsky. And what was it like working under him as well?
He's
I've heard lots of
he's really cool, laid back. I think he's Serbian or something like that.
Yeah, so he's part of that Serbian community. That's why I played Dinella, so we very familiar with him.
Mr. Banjak knows him.
Banjak,
He's pretty cool, and because I was a goalkeeper, I didn't actually have to be with him a lot.
Yeah.
I had Jason Pekovic. I don't know if he's Serbian, but he played for Glory too with Bobby.
Yeah.
And he's a class man, definitely one of my mentors for goalkeeping and just in life, because he was just so chilled. Never raised his voice, but could get his point across real easily.
Yeah.
And his past experiences, and you're like, this is what I did when I did this, but you can do it differently. But it's up to you. And he was just really, really cool guy.
I think that's big in a goalkeeper coach, because obviously, goalkeeper coaches have been around for ages. Different techniques, different style. The game is changing. Mm-hmm. But for a goalkeeper coach to get something that they've had and then adapt it a bit and get a drill and make it into something that is relevant now.
Yeah, I like the fact that Stacey mentioned, the life coach side of things as well. Because I do believe that, I do believe especially goalkeeper coaches, they have such a big impact on your life as well. And I do think a lot of us goalkeepers, even though it is a sport, but it is a big part of our lives, and a big part of our personality comes out through our goalkeeping. So I do believe that, having that role model there as well. I think it's really good, and I've always really looked up to my goalkeeper coaches, and Stu, and also now Steve.
Actually, most of my goalkeeper coaches have been really chill people, and like you could talk to them.
Yeah.
Which is what you want.
Exactly.
It helps too, and you kind of, that coolness kind of rubs off on yourself, because if you concede in the first 5 minutes and you lose your plot, throw your toys out of the cot, then it's not going to help anyone, is it? No. So
sure.
having that cool collectedness.
Yeah.
Collectiveness. So Sandal's smart with all these phalanges and high sodium content.
As soon as the camera comes off, he's got the dictionary out.
Dictionary? What's that? I don't even know how to spell that. So out of all that, Stace, so that's pretty much amazing to start off from Kelmscott Roos Juniors to go study abroad and play football, play for the national team, and now playing for Perth Glory. And now it brings you to your current team now, which is Curtin. Obviously a few things in between Perth Glory and that, but...
Yeah, I mean, because I'm finishing off my degree, Curtin was a really good option because it was quite centred in Perth. So it's not too much of a drive for me. And Campbell took me out for a coffee, which is always a good way to get someone...
Can you tell us... And Campbell, I heard this story, and when I heard it, I was like, I'm going to have to get her to retell this story, Campbell, because it's awesome. So
how we met?
Yeah, so I'll set the scene.
Yeah, sure.
Got to catch up for a coffee. Obviously, your thoughts are high because you're going to the place. I think it was Dome, you said.
Yep, Vic Park.
Vic Park, yeah. So there's obviously a lot of pressure on Dome because you're being a barista. You're thinking, I hope this coffee's good.
For real, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if I have to pay for my coffee.
And then I'll tell the rest of the
Do women
story.
ever pay when a guy's around?
It's debatable. Depends.
I've definitely had them arguments though. It's like, I'm paying. No, I ain't paying. Okay, you want to pay.
That's why you just say I'm going to the toilet and then you pay.
Oh, there we go. Sneaky. Yatesy's hints.
Yeah. Put that in your pocket. So we're thinking about the coffee.
So I came in. I was, I looked around the cafe and I was like, I can't see him. And I don't know what he looks like. He said that he was in a Curtin shirt, but Curtin shirts are like grey, so it could have been anyone.
Or he could have just been wearing a curtain as a top. Who knows?
Yeah, true. And I was like, okay, messaged him. I was like, hey, I've just arrived. I can't see you. And then as soon as the message sent, this mammoth of a man, like 7-foot man, stands up out of nowhere. And you know how Dome has like the booth seats and like things, shades covering people. It literally came out of nowhere, and this big man comes and looks around and tries to find this person that's looking for him. I was like, that's Campbell. There you go. And you're a very tall man. Impressive.
Good bloke. He actually did some shooting. Jumped into the goalkeeper training on Tuesday. Ooh. And put a few past me and Nick, and definitely let us know about that.
Someone told me that he's a really good striker.
He's it all. Well, I don't want to give away his trademark secret, but he's got a little thing about him, and he does, and he sends you the wrong way. When you think you're going the right way, and then he does his thing, and then you're gone. So
I hate that.
Hopefully you come down next time, Campbell, and we can change that. It'd be nice to.
Yeah, he's got your number.
Let's get him some gloves and see if he's good.
Well, he covers half of the goals anyway because he's so
it's
tall.
Unfair. It's not very far when his head. You can head it, or maybe reaches up his head and you can head at the crossbar. I can't even touch the crossbar when I'm standing up. I'm that short.
Good times. So how are you finding it at Curtin now?
Yeah, good. Like, facilities are amazing. Like, being at Curtin, the lights are probably the best. I've been in a local team before. Yep. Obviously, international is completely different, and W League's completely different.
Yeah.
But facilities are great. Coaches are so welcoming and nice, and asking for advice, or if I want to do extra. We have a strength and conditioning coach, which is a really good friend of mine, Burjo. Real name's Ree. Yep. And she will, 2 days a week before training, will do sessions with us, like full on PT stuff, and she's printed out our own programs while the corona thing was a thing.
Yep. Yeah.
Which was good. So I did some of her workouts, which was good. And I'm just excited to actually play a game and get the season started.
Tell me about it. I think we're all on that bandwagon.
Yeah, I think we're like...
Just 6 months in the waiting, basically.
Yeah, it's gonna feel weird, weird, like you're like, oh crap, I'm here, I'm back between the sticks.
So what was it in 2 or 3 weeks, or is it 4 weeks time when we start? Is it next month when we start?
21st.
For us, is it 21st for you?
But I don't know for MPL
and... For State League, it's the 20... Our first game's on the 27th, is it?
Of this month.
of this month.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was pretty close to the week after.
Yeah.
Because NPL's a little bit different. I don't know.
And I think the amateurs are starting before us. Socials
Yeah.
and amateurs starting like the week before us.
21st.
21st, yeah.
Yeah.
No, there you go. So, yeah, look, we're all like hanging out for it. So, you know, the restrictions are pretty much lifted as per Saturday, which is the 7th?
Today, tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think it's
when
midnight.
we're
tonight.
filming,
The
when we're
6th.
is it 6th tomorrow? Or
Yeah.
Yeah. So the 6th of June, when we're filming, obviously, so when you guys get this episode, the 6th of June is in the past. Like it's awesome that we can finally get back to full contact. We can, especially like what I found is that we can get more back involved with the team, because I know that as a goalkeepers we've been kind of set to one side a little bit to kind of do our own thing, and
then you do shooting and you still have
and it's a bit like you do shooting or whatever, but it's not like proper integration with the team. And you know, you want to get match play under the belt, and you want to get them drills where you're passing to your teammates, you're getting that rhythm back, and you're getting to know the setup of everything, and just get them cobwebs off
into it.
Just
take back. Sorry, Stace. Well, you probably would have seen on Facebook. And, I got the pleasure to see them on Tuesday at training. But SDL have done some gloves.
The curtain gloves.
The curtain gloves.
Yeah, they look nice.
They look really amazing. Well, let's see if I can pull them up, because I'm going to have a look. But these
they're very, very, very nice. The roll fingers.
Yep.
Okay.
Is it a hybrid, or is it full on roll fingers?
Pretty sure it's just all roll.
I think it's full
roll fingers.
And it's black on top, and orange on the palm
Correct,
side.
Yeah, I can't remember what latex they are, but I know that it's on the it'll be on the picture.
Would it be contact? It'd have to be the contact, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's a bright. I'm sorry, Stu. You've told me 1,000 times, mate, and I've forgotten. But they're just that bright orange.
Yeah.
They're very, very grippy. Great glove as per usual. So the hard thing is getting a kit to match. But we did see a little sneaky snippet today.
Look at that! Look at that orange kit though. Yeah. It's,
the curtain goalkeeper kit looks better.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know why?
Because it's
got
curtain.
Yeah, it's got a curtain on it.
And it's black and it's orange, not orange and black.
Let's see if I can.
They're the new ones that came out too, by the way. Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Look at these. They look really good.
We'll have to get a photo.
Yes, we will have to speak to Stu and
They
Cam
look
and
really
get
nice. So the all roll cut. Curtin University. Oh, they put a nice logo on there. Oh, the black and orange just goes
It's
so
a good
well
mix,
together, doesn't it?
I like with the orange mesh there.
So let's have a look. So it's SDL roll fingers 4mm, so nice and thick.
Yeah.
Double wrist closure.
Well, good wrist.
Yeah.
I think wrist support's quite important.
Agreed.
Yeah. So just a quick question for you, Stacey. Though, do you, what wrist support do you prefer? Do you prefer the traditional weight wristband, or do you prefer more of the wraparound?
Well, I've had both. Currently, I'm sponsored by Royce USA.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Which is really cool, and I get to choose what gloves I like from them, and then if I have any input, I can let them know.
That's cool.
Which is really nice, because some glove companies are like, nah, if you don't want to, like our product, then just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I like just the wraparound, not too much. So just, is it once or twice? The common Velcro?
Because I know that, like, especially SDL, they do the all black has the real wraparound. I think it's like once or twice.
It's about 2 and a bit.
Yeah.
Depending if you want to get it tight or not tight.
Yeah, I mean, as long as there's good wrist support, because there's some glove companies that have just the flap, which will be okay if you had wrist support underneath, like taped up.
Do you tape your wrist?
I have in the past. Depends on who I'm training with.
Oh, okay.
Glory, yes, because some of those girls can hit a ball real hard, and if you're not ready for it, you can break your wrist.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I've hit Tommy with a few rockets.
Yeah, definitely. We've definitely caught a few of them on the camera, and yeah, I've definitely hurt my wrist a few times.
Keeper injuries are just different. People don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Who puts their whole body in front of a ball that someone's going to smash 100%? Like, come on.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then it's like a deer in a headlight type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's a ball, mine.
Yeah. It's pretty. Let's go to the right.
Just mosquitoes, man. But do you know what the funny thing was? What I found the other day is that I don't know what it was, but for some reason we were doing goalkeeper training, and I took my gloves off just because there were the goalkeepers in the goals, and took my gloves off for a little bit of a break, and then I was just kind of like a mannequin because we didn't have our mannequins out yet, so we were just like, oh yeah, I've got the mannequin, so I was going to be the mannequin, and then the shots were getting pulled in, but for some reason I don't have my gloves on now, so I'm dodging the ball.
Yes, I'm the same. I'm super scared. Like, if I don't have my gloves on, if I'm not a keeper, I'm like, whoa. It's different. It's like your cape. Like, your superhero cape.
I like so to put my hands behind my back and go like I'm not using any arms and try and save them like that.
Okay, maybe I should try that technique.
Yeah, like a salmon gun. Jumping.
But some of the field players are like, yeah, we can't do the goalkeeping thing, running at people's feet. Like I can't do you guys. I can't tackle people, on the run and get up again, which would be fun. You could do that.
Like to do that.
I wouldn't do it really well.
But well, I don't do it very well. I normally give away cards. But speaking of cards, I remember.
Yes, we can talk about this story. Yeah.
So normally, what happens to the viewers out there? Guest comes over, we have a bit of a chat, write up a bit of a story on the whiteboard there, just so they get an introduction of what happens and what we do.
We will eventually do an episode behind the scenes, so you do get to have a look at what actually happens behind the scenes and the chats that we have and all the problems that go on.
We've had a few.
We've had a few today, and it's it's weird because them technological errors is like, for some reason it works.
You can't predict it.
Yeah, it just shows how reliant we are on technology, and specifically me, because I really rely on this stuff working. Because if it doesn't work, then I just feel bad, and it just doesn't. And they used to sit there going, I can't help. You fix it.
We'll just register for our plane.
Yeah. Well, that's what we did when the thing was registering for Curtin.
Yeah.
All right. So, parents.
Oh yes.
Do tell.
So obviously, playing in America, parents couldn't watch me play as much as they would like. They could watch the stream online, but it wasn't the same as having them there.
No.
So for my senior year, they came to watch 2 weeks worth of me.
Awesome.
Playing in goal as my as captain and as a senior too. And I was like, that's amazing. And they went to do some sightseeing too.
Yeah.
So I had a game in Bemidji, which is Minnesota.
Yeah.
The same day they flew into Minnesota. So I was like, I'll get dropped off by one of the teammates' friends after the game and, take them back to my house in South Dakota after the away game.
Yeah.
That away game, it was the coldest ever. We were right next to a river or a lake. It was snowing. It was raining. We were on a turf field, so none of the temperature left, so it was just freezing.
Yeah.
Annoying Australian thought, I'll just wear shorts and a shirt for my keeper outfit for that day. And because we were away, we were on the road, like on a hotel, I was like, it's not going to be that cold.
Yeah.
It was like -5 plus raining and snow. I was like, crap, this is the worst.
Yeah.
20 minutes in, I went out of my box to block a ball, but I misjudged it and I dove without my hands to block it like as a log.
As a salmon.
As a salmon, yeah. And it didn't touch any of my hands or anything, but the referee just saw me dive and it's like, maybe she did touch with her hands. Sent me off. Red card. And the opposition coach was in his ear the whole time, saying, deserves a red card, that's a red card, they're out of their box, blah, blah. On video, you could see that it didn't touch any of my hands.
Yeah.
Neither of them the whole time, but I got sent off and I had to go to my family's hotel after that 3-hour drive with my teammates' parents and tell them that the next game that they were going to come watch, I was on the bench because I got a straight red card.
I would have been like, so look, Mum, Dad, thanks for coming down. Sorry about that. But you know what? I've really missed you. I'm going to spend a whole week with you. Don't worry about coming watching my football the second time.
They were like, you're not serious, are you? I'm like, yeah, you should check the game out. And they're like, well, luckily we're here for 2 weeks. It worked out. So they actually watched our 2 games the following weekend. So we played Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, though.
It was nice as a goalkeeper, but I felt so sorry for field players on that Sunday.
Yeah.
And we played overtime. So if it was 0-0, we would play until someone scored, and then it would be called golden goal, and then you'd finish.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think
I've heard the goal. Well, I've played FIFA, so like I didn't know golden
Yeah.
goal was an actual thing.
So I think it's 15 minutes per half for overtime, but then if you scored first, that's the end of the game.
Wow.
So
okay.
It's
Yeah.
not like you do 2 15-minute halves. So,
Yeah, man.
and then it goes to penalty shootouts if it's 0-0, or if you score and then they score again in the second half.
Well, like
Confused.
just so we have one more technical glitch blipped into the whole of today's episode, which has been a complete nightmare, and I can't thank Stacey enough for coping with my screw ups today. I don't know why
it's
the
your
technology.
laptop, it's not you.
Yeah. Let's blame the laptop for today.
Should
But
have gone Microsoft.
definitely we need to. We need to bring up this week's cheeky questions.
Cheeky.
That's naughty.
Oh, that was very robotic.
That was so bad.
All right. So, as everyone, the viewers know out there, that we do like to have a few cheeky questions after the interview. So, my first question to you, Stace, would be: what is your favourite football movie?
The classic.
Ooh.
The classic.
That's a tough one. Bend It Like Beckham.
That-
It's an OG women's soccer movie, and
Yeah.
then She's the Man was quite funny, but Bend It Like Beckham was probably the first
Ben
one.
Beckham was Keira Knightley.
Yep.
And the other Indian lady, I know she was ended up being on ER. I can't remember her name.
Yes, and then
Jasminda was her character.
Yes, the
I've
guy,
seen that a lot.
their coach Joe, he's kind of famous too. I forgot what his
With a
actor's name.
heartthrob.
Oh, he was a
Yeah.
cutie.
And then he hurt his knee, so he couldn't play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
complete hunk. But yeah, I'd go that movie. Goal's pretty good too, but I mean, I don't know. Being female,
Ben Beckham was pretty good. I love the
juicy mango.
that was awesome.
My mum still says that, so like,
But just with the Indian family traditions, what the women were expected to do.
Yeah.
She wanted to play football, and there were some great boots that she had, which are the Adidas Predators, the ones that Beckham wore.
I would wear them if they came back. I'd buy 3 or 4 pairs.
And then at the very end of the movie, he goes and plays cricket,
Yep.
and you
He
watch
literally just.
throws it, and he's like, yeah. The dad's like, nope, not having
That's
that.
not how you bowl. Yeah.
It's a good movie, and the feeling hot song at the end when they all sung it together. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's a good movie.
It's definitely. I haven't seen it in a very long time.
you'd have to. It's a good movie.
But it definitely is a good movie. I definitely remember watching it when I was very young, a lot younger. I probably didn't get a lot of what it was about.
Just like, football.
Yeah. Ooh, it's a ball. It's Beckham. Is she Beckham?
She's talking to Beckham at the start. Yeah.
What about, next question for you, Stacey? Goalkeeper gloves. So obviously we obviously know you're sponsored by Roche.
With Roche.
What particular?
Yeah, this is a good question because Roche do their own type of glove called the Duo, which has latex on the outside and on the inside. So you get extra grip from it because of the latex on the inside.
Yeah, okay.
So it's super sticky, and I've had them ever since I've been sponsored by them.
So what kind of cut is that? Is that like a negative cut, but instead of like
It
the
can
gussets, it's the...
They've come out in a few ranges, with negative or just standard.
I think I've seen them before, but it's basically, it looks like a negative cut, but instead of the gussets on the side for ventilation, it's actually latex.
Yep.
Instead.
And then inside too, there's some grooves with the latex, so it just keeps your hands still in the gloves, which I really like too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Rouge are definitely a really good brand for gloves, and I've had a few Rouge gloves, but what I found with them is that their lower end gloves I've never liked.
But you have to pay like a fortune for the good ones. Yeah.
Correct. That's what I found with Rouge. Like
being sponsored is very nice.
Exactly. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I remember buying a few of the lower end gloves, and I was just like,
no thanks.
The Rebel Sport specials.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then I'm like, these aren't too great. But then I've also tried the higher end, real expensive, but it's
expensive and
but it's almost you do get what you pay for. They are is what it is. They're a specialty goalkeeper brand,
Yep.
And they've been around for ages, haven't they?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think they're German as well as All Sport, and they've both been around for a long time.
Yeah, so
Donkey's years.
I think to me when I think of like the ultimate goalkeeper gloves that have been around for donkeys, it's your All Sports and your Roches. The BO and Endo for me when it comes to goalkeeper gloves. Top end, great quality, expensive, but I think in Australia it's very hard because they are too expensive for me because they get tore up too quickly. But if you're sponsored, you don't care.
No. And it does get the conversion rate as well.
Yeah.
The shipping costs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Things you don't think about really when you look at
You just see the pretty colours like, oh, they're nice looking glass.
Yeah, exactly.
Sound effect for you. So the next question, Stace, your favourite football boot?
Ooh, this is a good
Or
one.
could be boots.
All right, so I am sponsored by Mizuno, and they do really nice boots too, and they're quite classic looking, but I don't mind them not being super flash. I like the black leather, that's good.
I do
Just
believe
plain.
Kenny Arthur did mention that his Mizuno boots were, he chucked out his baffies because his Mizuno boots were more comfortable. So he's definitely put out a very high rating of them.
I think the sole plate or whatever they do, it just helps support your feet.
Yeah.
And they're a running shoe first, so they're good with that
I
technology.
do believe they run it's called wave technology.
Yep.
And it's just, I don't know what it's in the middle of it, but it's like a wavy thing that runs through the sole. It gives you that support and cushioning as well.
Yep.
They are, like you said, a big running shoe. They even do golf gloves, golf gloves. Big Japanese
big brand. But definitely. I've heard a lot of good things lately. Ever since we've started doing this podcast and talking about boots, Mizuno's definitely been up there.
But sorry, I have to say, Adidas Predators were my OG. Especially with the tongue that you could flip over with the elastic.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I had a few
nice.
pairs of them.
Yeah, they're a good. You can't go past the boot like that.
I think I had a white pair and a black pair and a red pair.
Yeah.
They're so. It's like such a classic.
They're iconic.
Boot. Yeah, and I do remember Adidas releasing a limited edition version of it.
Yeah, they're like $500. Just bring them back.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were saying last week with Cam, and we were talking about the Total 90 boots.
Oh, they were cool too.
Yeah, so they were another very classic boot. And we were just just bring it back. And they've brought back a similar version that we brought up on the show, and they kind of reinvented it a little bit. And I'm just like, mate, just literally bring it back.
Yeah,
just tweak it.
Sell
and bring it
but
back.
don't bring it out as a limited edition because
don't change it. Just bring it back.
Yeah, and don't make a limited edition worth $500. Just just reproduce it.
Because really, I wouldn't spend if it was a really good boot, I would. You'd get it, but you wouldn't want to play. It's $500.
Yeah, you want to put them in a trophy cabinet and just stare at them and go, wow, just look what I bought.
Your partner be like, why did you spend that money for?
I spent special. If I spent $500 on football boots, I'd never hear the end of it, and I would be living on the couch.
Yeah, you'd be big trouble.
And Mrs. Tommygun would not approve.
So. I might as well sneak in quickly here, Tommy. Another question for you, Stave. Your favourite goalkeeper or goalkeepers?
All right, so I grew up as an Arsenal fan, still am.
Unfortunate, that's okay.
David Seaman with the ponytail did it for me when I was younger. He had a nice moustache too, and he was good at goalkeeping, obviously.
Yeah. He had to be somewhat decent to play for Arsenal.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? No, but he is definitely that era of them type of goalkeepers. He's definitely well thought after and well sought after goalkeeper in that era. But tell us more about David Seaman.
His last name doesn't do justice for him, but we'd watch. I think on Sundays it'd be like a highlight show for the English Premier League when I was younger, real young,
on SBS.
And on SBS, and we'd watch that. And Dad's like, "Oh, just choose a team, any team." I was like, "Those ones," and it was the ones with Arsenal with the cannons or their old logo.
They're Gunners.
Yeah.
The old ones.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" He's a Tottenham supporter. He's like, "Of course you'd pick the team."
Classic.
That's rivals. I was like, "Well, sorry, you made me choose."
And
Thierry Henry and David Seaman, literally dream team.
I definitely remember them days of Thierry Henry.
I don't know Thierry Henry at all.
Yeah,
especially against Man United.
You know Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry and Ruben Nistelrooy was a big fight.
And then Van Nistelrooy eventually came over to Man United.
Yep.
And did wonders for us.
Not many people do that.
No.
Not many people go.
Well, same with going rival with Man City to Man United.
Yeah, it's you know, there's not many people that go from, you know, the crosstown rivals. It's a very interesting topic. We might have to do an episode just on that.
Who did that?
Yeah.
Who did that? Yeah.
Do you have any questions for us, Stace?
This is where we like to mix.
Before we wrap this thing up.
What was that very first episode? Chris pulled us under the carpet there. So shout out to Chris. But now we're just introducing it to every episode because why not?
Fine. How was it interviewing a female goalkeeper? Different?
It's actually
same.
It's not different for me. It's it actually feels exactly the same as it would be for any goalkeeper, because you find that we're all just the same.
Yeah.
You find that a lot of goalkeepers have the same mentalities, and you find that we've got a few same little quirks, and we like the same things, or you realise that, especially through this podcast we've been doing it, the Goalkeepers Union is a thing.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing.
It's real.
Yeah, and it's. I was actually quite interested to know about your favourite keeper as well. But do you have a favourite female keeper as well, by the way?
That's a tough one. I mean, Hope Solo was good in her prime, but she was also quite kind of a psychopath.
Yeah.
If you look into her life and what she's done now and stuff, but she was pretty good. And then, I mean, looking back home, like in Australia, Lydia Williams was a good good goalkeeper now, and it's just one of those things where you just keep looking and just have respect for all goalkeepers.
That was one thing that I was always curious about, because obviously you've been goalkeeping a very long time. I was curious as to see what young female goalkeepers look up to, because obviously the game's changed a lot with regards to what they can see now with the W League and all that coming in. It was interesting to see if young female goalkeepers, do they look up to the male goalkeepers, or do they? I think it's
a mixture, actually. Yeah. And because W League games are quite close knit, and you can actually talk to the players after the game. Yeah. If you're just human enough and just kind of good at talking to kids and people who want to ask questions, they'll love you for it, and they'll get inspired and want to do more for it. And I think that's pretty amazing that W League does that for players now.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
It's definitely a lot more involved in the family and that type of stuff, isn't it? So, and to answer your question before, Stace, I think it didn't feel... That's all right.
Just
and swipe.
Hello, darkest male friend. So to be honest, like Tommy's right, there's nothing different.
Yeah.
But the only thing which is different is just getting it out there, getting the women, because you don't really hear much. Obviously we do, because we're goalkeepers and we play football, so we see a bit. Mm-hmm. ABC were broadcasting a bit of the women's league, which was great. But a lot of clubs, local clubs want to have a women's team, and it's fantastic for Curtin jumping on, having an NPL team for women's. It's amazing. Yeah. All the boys are excited to come down and watch as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So, but that's coming back to that family and football family. So we're all support each other, whether we'll watch the amateurs, the juniors, or whatever. But it's just getting it out there, and there'll be some girls sitting at home, being young or old, and be like, those guys do it, I kind of want to give it a go, but just go, give it a go, give it a crack.
Why not? Out there and do it. I mean, look at my pathway. If I didn't give it a go, I would have definitely missed out on lots of fun stuff.
Yeah, well, I think there's one. She was at Kelmscote, now she's at Forey.
Christy.
Yeah, I think was this be her second year playing in goals?
Oh, I think Stu was telling me about
it.
Yeah.
Amazing. So that's the thing, like, a mum just want to come out and have a kick around, and now she's
trying something different, and then that
works out.
You'll fall in love with it. Do it.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely come a long way, and you've probably found that it's definitely come a long way, and definitely that was the first thing that we wanted to do, was bring more female people on, keep a podcast, get more female opinions out there as well, and figure out the differences and the similarities between the games, and between maybe techniques wise, might be a few things that are different, but as far as we've concerned so far, there doesn't seem to be much.
No, that's
difference.
cool.
No, the thing with saying with the when football came really popular in Australia was when we got quite far in the World Cup.
Yeah.
You know, all the ads like Bresciano, keeping the ball, and those type of ads. And then
Yeah.
when the women did well in the World Cup, everyone's like, oh yeah, Sam Kerr.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's those little things where the national team does well, and it slowly trickles down. And I'm pretty sure that for junior sports, I'm pretty sure that, you know, football, our code is quite high up.
Yeah. Oh, and I think most female and male young kids know who Sam Kerr is now, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how short she is?
Yeah, well, I thought she'd be taller.
Yeah.
But she's, I think, chin height on me. I think she's like 5.
Amazing person, down to earth lady.
So about my height.
Yeah, she's super chill. And she's
How
like...
high can she jump though for those
Oh,
headers?
yeah. She's like Ronaldo. You know
Yeah.
how Ronaldo can jump high?
Yeah.
Amazing. Good air time. But yeah, she's a laugh. Bit of a prankster too, so you just have to watch out.
That's good.
Yeah.
And for the last question for you, Stacey, just to wrap things up, but do you have a particular goalkeeper memory, or there's one significant memory that really stands out to you during your young career so far?
Oh, that's a tough one. Probably...
A save or an assist, or we do love
Getting
Yeah.
a red card when your parents come up.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely up there for the wrong reasons. Probably like overtime save in college.
Yeah.
Like we needed to win this game to make sure we made it into playoffs.
Yeah.
And we were the first team in like 20 years to make it into playoffs for this team.
Yeah. Okay,
And literally had a baller of a game. No goals conceded. Had like 20 saves and probably my best game.
Yeah.
That's good.
Gotta love them games where
You get so amped up too. Like I was so full of it for like
Yeah.
for a whole week. Yeah.
And those like,
chest is up here.
Yeah.
when you make that save and you know it's a crucial save and you get emotional with it, but it's like that passion. You're just like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
And then you're yelling at someone to do something, and then someone's like, good save, and you're like, oh yeah, that was a good save.
Thanks. Yeah.
What are you doing? Get back up on this one.
Yeah.
I got so amped up one time. One of the nicest players. She's like, "Oh yeah, good job." I was like, "Get back in line." You know, like go back and mark the post. She's like, "Oh, okay."
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's such a goalkeeper thing to do, isn't it? Though it's
You get hyped up and so angry, and you're like,
yeah.
I call it the Barthez effect.
Yeah. Well, Nick Stone was talking about when we were chatting with him. He was just like, I saved a penalty, and he had people coming up to him like congratulating him, and I was just, get on the post. You know?
Yeah.
Because he's
focus on the next thing.
Because we're thinking about the next thing,
Yeah.
whilst they're thinking about, oh yeah, great saves. Like,
And that's happened to me before. I've saved a penalty, corner, and then they score off the corner because no one else is paying attention because they're so amped up about me saving a penalty. I'm like,
and you learn that very quickly as a kid.
Yeah.
Where you're like, and you're that one person that's switched on.
You have to be.
And you do learn that very, very quickly. But no, I think
it's been fantastic.
It's been Stacey. Thank you very much for joining us on
thanks
today.
for
I do
having me.
apologise for all the technical difficulties that we've had along the way. But hopefully for all the viewers listening at home, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Regardless, but if you do like today's episode, please give us a comment down below. Let us know what you enjoyed or what you'd like to see more of with regards to Inside 6 Yards or anything like that. Please give us a like and help the channel out by subscribing as well. So join the many list of 140 odd subscribers that we have now. So
we're getting there.
We're creeping. But no, it's all good fun. We enjoy doing what we do.
That's it.
But no, thank you very much for listening, guys. I've been Tommy Gun.
I'm your host, YEATESY.
And this has been Inside 6 Yards, guys. Take care.